Leslie, and I'm going to be interviewing her and getting her viewpoint on the great loss that the entire country, the entire world has experienced in losing Gigi and Kobie. Um, Lisa, first and foremost, I would like to give you my condolences because I know that you were a good friend of Kobie's. Um, you were in the WNBA and he was a LA Laker, and I know you two were close.
Thank you.
Is there anything that you can tell us about his legacy and why so many people love him, and what was he doing in the last several years?
Right. Well, I mean, obviously, you see it, I see it. The outpour has been tremendous. Everyone's hurting. I mean, just the impact that he's had. Everyone's loved Kobie, not just LA Laker fans or NBA fans. You don't even have to be a basketball fan. Um, Kobie Bryant was the definition of hard work. You know, you probably have seen the hashtag Mamba mentality. Exactly what that is just, you know, give everything your all. You can be the best if you just work hard, and that's something that Kobie Bryant made a career on. He got up the extra hours, he put in the extra work. Obviously, he idolized Michael Jordan, but the legacy that will continue to go on is this Mamba mentality: give it your all, and you can be great.
Yes, that's true, but would it be fair? Would it be, I don't know, would it be wrong for us to ask questions about the rape allegations?
Um, well, first of all, this happened some 15 some odd years ago.
I know, but wouldn't it still be a part of his history? Wouldn't it still be something that's well known? I mean, it did go to trial.
It did go to trial and it was dismissed, so that's where we need to leave
Well, it was dismissed because the victim, she was afraid to testify, and it didn't go forward because of that.
You've had 15 years to ask those questions. Whether or not it was dismissed for whatever reason, it's been dismissed. So who are you or I to assume that it was because he's guilty or for whatever reason it was dismissed? And that's where we need to leave it. I think that the media needs to be more sensitive to the loss that his family is dealing with, and that the world is mourning at this point. So I do find it to be very insensitive, and as a friend, I'm very offended. So I think that it's been dismissed. It's been 15 years. If you had questions, you should have asked him personally while he was still here. Now that he's not here.
Well, Lisa, with all due respect, you wouldn't know that side of Kobie, now would you?
Well, Gail, I have a lot of NBA player friends, and Kobie Bryant is just not. Kobie was not one of the guys that we're in a club and he's like, Lisa, go get that girl or send her this drink or give me her number. Kobie had the utmost respect for women, as the father of 4 daughters. You've seen how involved he was in his children's lives. Even as an advocate for women's basketball, Kobie Bryant is at the forefront. And it was my hope that, his influence will influence other men and other NBA players to, respect the women's game and respect women. Kobie Bryant is the last person that I would think do something.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be a good journalist if I didn't ask these probing questions. If I didn't ask these offensive questions at a time when all of America is grieving, then who would I be? I wouldn't be Oprah's best friend. I wouldn't be a hater of every black American man in the USA. I wouldn't be with the oppressor. I wouldn't be who I am, and I am the great Gail King.
Well, Gail, I understand you have a job to do. You work for this machine at CBS. Perhaps you're CBS puppet, as you have been, as your friend is as well. But at the end of the day, what type of journalist were you when 15 years has gone by and you didn't ask the source if you had these probing questions? Why not? I'm not involved. Why not ask him when he was here?
Well, it wouldn't have had an impact. Like my best girlfriend, she waited on Michael Jackson to die, and then she brought forth his accusers.
It seems like a pattern at this point. So my question to you is, what agenda are you serving?
Well, it's like this. I don't think the arena is big enough for a lot of blacks. I think that we have to go against each other. I think it's like a crab effect. The minute one climbs up to the top, the other one has to knock them back down to the bottom.
So what do you gain? I notice you don't have the same energy in attack that for the Harvey Weinsteins, for the I don't know. There's plenty of white men that's been accused. What's the older gentleman's name? Yeah, you don't have that same energy.
Well, I am a Trump supporter, and just like Trump kissed his daughter Ivanka in the mouth, and he's probably a predator, and no one was able to impeach him. I mean, it's like the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, and it's like the oppressor is on top. And I'm with Oprah. I'm riding with Oprah all the way. Now, if you don't get your Snoop Doggy Dog and your Snoopy or Rennie Tintin off of my trail, then I'm going to insist that he gives me a public apology. Because old Snoop, double OG, triple G, is nothing on me. I am Gil King. And I have billions and billions of dollars. Well, I don't, but my girlfriend Oprah does. And what's hers is mine, and what's Statman's is hers too. So, yeah.
Let me interject, if you will. With all due respect, as a black journalist, as a black woman journalist that has the platform that you have, why do you use your platform for such dysfunction in terms of there's not many people of color with the platform that you have, but you use that type platform not to uplift people that look like you, but every opportunity that you have, whether it's Russell Simmons, 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson, Kobie Bryant in his death, Michael Jackson in his death, you have a track history of knocking black men in particular. And what's your explanation for that?
Well, all I can say is that I might be black on the outside, but on the inside, I am lily white. Yes, I am so white that I'm bright. I'm just like that light. So, no, I don't share.
How do you sleep at night? Does that make you feel
I sleep real well on those $15,000 sheets. And, I wake up to crystal coffee. My coffee has Swarovski crystals in it. So
you've never heard the saying, what does it mean to gain the world and lose your soul? A coward dies 1,000 deaths, and what you're doing is cowardly.
Well, Oprah taught me years and years ago that we have to live for the here and now. Was that a doorbell?
Yeah, on that note, I think this interview is finished.
Yes, it is.